Preparing to live stream the meeting.
Okay.
It's an extra step. It's a big step that lady left out.
Okay.
I found a newer video. Preparing to live stream the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, I think. It's an extra step. It's a big step that lady left out. Okay, yeah, we are live. I found a newer video. Preparing to live stream the meeting.
Okay. Okay, I can see. I can.
Oh my gosh.
see.
It's an extra step. It's a big step that lady left out. Okay, yeah, we are live. I found a newer video. Preparing to live stream the meeting.
Okay. Okay, I can see.
Okay, I think I've exited out of all the things
No.
that could echo for us. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, we are live. It says live. You guys, we were having
Okay.
some technical difficulties.
Yep. I cannot see us here, but if says live, we are live.
Let me go back to the studio and see.
Let me see in another device.
No, yeah.
So really good homes in Lexington.
Huh?
That
It
Chandon
says
Drive.
it says we're streaming. I don't know.
Second.
Okay, the chat is here. So let's.
I can see us live.
Yes.
Nope. Not in the cell phone. Neither in the computer. Can you check on your cell phone?
Yeah, I've got the studio up. It says something.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see.
Maybe it's private and not public.
No, I made it public.
Okay.
Let me see. It says we are live, but I don't see a screen. Like I don't see it. It says waiting.
Same for me. Okay, live. Yeah, now.
Are we on there now?
Yeah, we are on the screen.
Fantastic. Because I'm looking for my phone and it's just showing the like banner. It's not showing anything else.
Okay, okay. Now I can see us now.
Okay,
Perfect.
great. Well, let me get confirmation. Oh, we are there.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to
Awesome.
keep looking back and forth to see if anybody comments. This might be like a weird time, but we're just trying to figure out the technical side of things. But we will talk about at least a couple of points. So anybody that watches later can at least learn something. So yes, if they put it in the comments that it took us forever to start, yes, it did, because we had technical difficulties. This is the first time going live with Zoom and YouTube to try to figure this out.
Exactly. Yes.
So,
So
okay. Because we're dealing with this right now, let's talk about, make sure we don't have any questions because I have to switch back and forth the way this is set up. I can't see. So why don't we talk about how like if you're planning on buying a home, like don't change jobs in the middle of a transaction. Because we have this happening right now, sort of.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the biggest things you don't want to do while you're in the middle of a transaction is to change your employment. Because what ends up happening is they'll do a final check right before you're closing, and they'll check your paycheck stubs and check your credit again, check your bank statements to make sure you have the down payment and everything. And if you change jobs, then that breaks the transaction. So you can actually end up losing the home that you bought. Doesn't matter if you're making more money. That people think because if you're making more money, then it should be fine.
Yes.
And that's not the case, because you're changing your employment. There's no history. So you don't have paycheck stubs or anything to verify or history with your new employer. So it will cause the transaction to stop.
Exactly. Okay, let's explain a little bit in Spanish, like
Yes.
my summary of what
Yes.
you just say. Okay, vamos a imaginar que el banco, para ofrecer un financiamiento, hace una fotografía de su estado actual en cuanto a lo económico, su trabajo, su puntaje de crédito y todo lo referente a sus finanzas. Entonces, el banco estaría chequeando al principio, antes de ofrecerle el financiamiento, todo lo que sería su estatus en ese momento. Y luego, posteriormente, ya cuando usted entra en contrato y está a punto de comprar la casa, ya comienza el papeleo, el banco vuelve a tomar como una fotografía otra vez de todo su estatus nuevamente. Entonces, si hay un cambio sustancial entre la primera parte y la última parte, ya va a causar que se detenga todo el proceso. No importa si usted está ganando mucho más ahora.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That happens every time, because they're like, oh, but I'm making more money.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
También puede ser sacar nuevas tarjetas de crédito o un carro o
Yeah.
sacar cosas a crédito durante el proceso afecta, ciertamente.
Yes. And that's the other thing. Like, we've had people before go out and get furniture store credit cards, and they're buying all new furniture for their new house. And then they don't get the new house because they spend too much money on furniture.
No compre los muebles de su nueva casa antes de tener la casa. Sería lo ideal. Sí.
It happens.
El cambio en el crédito es uno de los factores más determinantes al momento de usted obtener un financiamiento, de mantener su financiamiento vigente también. Hay personas que en el día 1 tenían un buen puntaje de crédito y finalizando o recién comprando la casa han cambiado mucho.
Yeah, exactly. So we've decided we're going to do these lives pretty often, at least maybe every week, once a week, to answer your questions. So if you're watching this after the live, put in the comments below, like what time you would like for us to do the live so that we can answer your questions, or always put questions down below and we can use them on the next live and answer them for you.
Sí, esperamos pues en los comentarios que ustedes nos digan o nos sugieran tanto preguntas que ustedes tengan como cuál sería el mejor horario para que nosotros hagamos estos live y contestar las preguntas que ustedes tengan con referente a la compra de casa y financiamiento.
Yeah, so we're real people. We're real people.
Sí. Yes. Yo quería acotar un poquito en cuanto a la búsqueda de financiamiento. Muchas veces sabemos que las personas no van a un solo banco, sino que van a varios bancos a buscar financiamiento. Hacer esto simultáneamente afecta el crédito. Cada banco va a revisar su crédito y cada revisión del crédito baja puntaje. Entonces, si hacen 3 revisiones en 2 semanas, una semana, no va a tener el mismo puntaje que tenía al principio. Y eso se traduce en menos posibilidades para obtener un buen financiamiento para usted. Ese sería un consejo.
Yeah, that was going to say, that's the other big thing. There's this idea that there's a lot of competition, and you know, the base lending rate, no one single lender sets. So there's this idea that you can go and shop around, and, you know, some lenders might have special programs, like maybe they have you know, their own down payment assistance program that's just specific for them. But as far as just regular like FHA programs, ITIN program, all the basics, they're all going to be the same. You know, your interest rate's going to be mostly driven by your credit score and your debt to income ratios. So unless you're going after a specific down payment assistance program that's an in-house, then just like Daniel was just saying, if you're going to multiple lenders, it's going to affect your credit score, and it could keep lowering your approval. And that's this thing. If you go back to the first one that you went to with the higher approval because you've affected your credit score, they're still going to do a check. They're going to do a recheck, and you're not going to have that approval anymore.
Exactamente, sí. Básicamente, las reglas de los préstamos para casas son en su mayoría estándares para la mayoría de los bancos, a menos de que sea un banco o un establecimiento privado muy pequeño, local en algún estado, que ofrezca algo muy diferente, pero es local, ¿sí? Por lo general, ir a varios bancos casi siempre tienen los mismos rates, tienen las mismas, el mismo interés, el mismo porcentaje de down payment, porque todo eso es regulado a un nivel mayor. Entonces, no es como que va usted a buscar el mejor postor. Quizás uno que otro programa que sea específico para una localidad, por ejemplo, puede cambiar algo, pero generalmente los programas se rigen por una sola regla. Entonces, lo único que hace usted al ir a buscar varios bancos es afectar su crédito.
Exactly. And you know, the other thing too that we've seen, we just had this come up with a client that had an approval from like 3 or 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and they thought they could still use it. Those pre-approvals, when you get pre-approved for a loan to buy a house, they're only good for so long. So if you got something last year or a few months ago, things change so quickly. Not only do they expire, but everything has been changing so quickly in real estate in the last couple of years that it's going to be very different. So even like if we have a client that their pre-approval is 2 months old, sometimes we'll still go and do another check, even though it's not expired, because the rates have been changing so much and we need something accurate. Because if you go to make an offer and that, you know, listing realtor representing the sellers sees your approval letter is a couple months old, they're not going to really think it's too valid anymore, even if it hasn't expired, just because things have been changing so quickly in the last couple of years. Oh, I think you froze.
Okay.
There you are. You're unfrozen.
Yes. Yes. I think I thought was you. Okay. Sí. Es importante saber que las aprobaciones tienen una fecha de caducidad. Por lo general duran puede ser un solo mes hasta 3 meses. Pero ¿qué quiere decir? Es mejor que usted llegue a la búsqueda de una casa con una aprobación recién hecha, ya que da más confianza porque se sabe o se sobreentiende que el banco recién lo aprobó. Y así pues puede tener una mejor validez en lo que sería hacer una oferta para una casa. ¿Sí? ¿Por qué? Está dejándole saber a los vendedores de que usted fue aprobado ayer, fue aprobado hace una semana, que su situación es actual, está actualizada y no ha cambiado. Entonces, esa sería la mejor manera. Si usted viene con una aprobación de hace un año, esa aprobación no es válida bajo ningún concepto.
Yeah. And I would say another thing, you know, we're talking about several different things on this video, but you guys can put in, you know, topics that you want us to talk about, and we will talk about them. in future lives, but we're kind of hitting on some things that have happened with us and our clients and very recently. The other big thing that we see all the time is that we'll have a client come to us wanting our help. You know, they have an ITIN and they want to buy a home, but they're not, they don't have a realtor or real estate company helping them. And they'll say they have some kind of approval. And you have to be careful with these lenders. Some of these lenders will just give like a random letter based on the information you tell them, but not actually checking documents. So they're not, if you're not giving a lender your paycheck stubs, your bank statements, your tax returns, and they're not checking your credit, that approval letter is as good as toilet paper, really.
Exactamente, exactamente. Sí, muchas veces hay personas, hay bancos o entidades financieras que ofrecen una especie de aprobación a través del teléfono, solamente con la información que usted le da en ese momento. O lo mandan a utilizar una especie de calculadora en una página web y ahí ya le dan una aprobación. Entonces, todas estas aprobaciones que ustedes vean que son de este tipo, sin requerimiento de documentación como los estados de cuenta, las taxes, el pay stop desde su trabajo, no son válidas, en realidad, no son válidas. Entonces,
I think you froze up again.
documentos, forma.
I think you were just frozen. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll repeat whatever you just said. And you're frozen again. Oh, guys, I promise we'll get the technical difficulties figured out. It's been a long time since we've, been a very long time since we've done any lives. So we've been very busy with clients, a lot of clients and a lot of problems.
Yes. Sorry. I'm
So,
having internet
yeah.
problem.
So many problems. We solve everybody's problems. And that's the thing. Like if you, the biggest thing, at least on the real estate side, is the licensure laws. So like if you're working with a realtor and you're under a buyer's agreement, we've had a lot of people come to us wanting help in situations because they have these approvals, their transaction is falling apart right before closing because the lender gave them an approval thinking their ITIN number was a social, and everybody knows what, if you work with ITIN, you know that an ITIN number starts with the number 9. A social does not start with a number 9, but you have these lenders going, oh yeah, we'll give you 3.5% down. And they go to do the final check and it comes back as invalid because it's an ITIN number. It's not a social. So, we have a lot of those, families coming to us to fix these situations. And keep in mind, again, if you're under a buyer's agreement with another realtor or you've looked at a home and you're trying to make an offer, that is something where we can't step in. That's a licensure violation. So as much as we want to help kind of solve those problems, we're kind of, we can't. So if you're thinking about buying a house, and you want help and advice, come to us. We may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we're going to tell you what the truth is. And that's what we pride ourselves on, is that we know how to get you to the closing table. And we know all the steps.
Exactamente, sí. Nosotros tratamos siempre de dar la información más honesta y tratar de decirle si las cosas van a ir bien o están yendo bien, se le dice, pero si hay algo que está mal, pues también se lo vamos a decir. Entonces, eso sería lo ideal. ¿Qué pasa? Que a veces algunas personas vienen de trabajar con otros realtors, con otros bancos y buscan como que nosotros solucionemos los problemas de otras personas, de otras entidades. Entonces, no se puede. Hay licencias involucradas y no se puede meter en el trabajo de otra persona. Entonces, no es lo adecuado, no es ético tampoco. Entonces, no podemos simplemente venir a resolver el problema de otra persona. Ahí es donde entra también en cuenta lo que sería el acuerdo, el Buyer's Agreement con nosotros, donde se establece cuál sería nuestro papel y su papel como cliente al momento de llevar a cabo toda esta transacción. ¿Para qué? Principalmente para que quede claro y plasmado de que vamos a trabajar de la mano para que usted logre conseguir una casa. Vamos a tratar de hacer lo posible para que eso suceda. Entonces, pues, ese sería más o menos.
Yeah.
¿Ya? About the buyer's agreement.
Yes.
Sí.
You know, we do have to do that, you know, we have to do that because we also only have so much time and we want to try to help as many families as we possibly can. And we only have so much time, just like everybody else. So.
Exactamente, exactamente. Es tratar de comprometernos a ayudarles y que ustedes se comprometan a colaborar, que es la parte importante.
Exactly. Let me see if we have any questions. If not, we'll wrap this up. We've been on here about 25 minutes. Doesn't look like we do. So you guys, this is our first time, I think, going live on YouTube, period. We've gone live on our Facebook page, you know, year and a half ago, but it's been quite some time. But let us know in the comments what, you know, what's a good time that you guys can jump on a live stream with us. We'll answer your questions. You know, and any questions that you have, if you're watching this after the fact, just put it in the comments, and that'll help us to you know what you guys want, because we take for granted. We see the same things every day. So, you know, if you have issues right now, let us know. We want to help.
Todas las preguntas son válidas. Todas las preguntas son válidas y pueden preguntar lo que quieran.
Yeah.
Para eso estamos, para ofrecerles la respuesta profesional y la respuesta oficial para lo que está sucediendo en el momento del mercado actualmente. Y bueno, tratar de ayudarles es nuestro trabajo, y pues si ustedes gustan confiar en nosotros, pues déjenos cualquier pregunta por allí y estaremos respondiéndoles, ya sea de manera personalizada o a través del próximo live, otro video también puede.
Yeah. I think we can end it for today.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everybody. If you're watching now or you're watching later,
Yeah.
we will see you next week.